make it a better place. It'll take creation.
Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and today we're going to make a card. I have a teacher appreciation card I need to make, and I'm going to be using this stamp set, and it is not a Stampin' Up! Stamp set. Can you believe it? It's actually a close to my heart stamp set, but unfortunately Stampin' Up! Doesn't have any cute teacher sets. So I'm doing some stuff for Teacher Appreciation Week. These two mugs right here are one of the items that I'm doing, and I've been doing a lot of crafty stuff this last week. And these mugs are really cute. They just have a little tag on them, and then they have a little agenda for the week for the teachers. And I'm actually doing it for the pep club for our elementary school. And I am in that with Wendy Cranford from Love and Stampin' Up. We both have little girls in school. And you can check out her stuff that she's doing as well. She's sharing on her website. So you can just click up in the corner there to go to my coordinating blog post, or down in the YouTube description, you'll find my coordinating blog post link. Then you'll also find a link to her website as well, and you can see the items that we're doing together. So we're making these cups, and they're going to be filled with treats, and they are for the first day of the week, which will be Monday today. They're going to be filled with goodies, and we're delivering them to all the teachers, and then they'll have a little agenda, and there'll be donuts in the teacher's lounge and yummy items for them. So I want to make a card for Violet's teacher and Kayla's teacher, so I just needed to make two, and I'm using this stamp set. It's really cute. It just has some really cute teacher sayings on it. And I'm going to use the little owl and then the little saying that says, "Teachers give a hoot." So I wanted to keep it simple, and I just needed to make two of them. So I'm using these colors right here, basic black, real red, and then I'm going to attach that to a card base, and that is thick Whisper White cardstock. The red will just go right on top there, and then that'll be easy to write in. I really like writing in just plain white cards. So then I have a little bit of designer paper. That is some school type paper that we have right now with Stampin' Up!, and that paper is retiring, so I picked up a couple packs to have on hand for school projects. I think it's really cute. And then I'm going to use a little bit of basic black. So unfortunately, I thought I was filming, and I wasn't when I stamped. So all I did was just stamp that little owl, and right now I'm just repositioning it because I realized it was a little bit crooked. But the square is 3 inches by 3 inches, and then the white piece is just 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that just gave me a really easy layer, and I just wanted to be able to place that right on the designer paper and then be able to stamp right on that designer paper. I wanted it to look like it was kind of like written on that lined school paper. I thought that was really cute. So I'm just going to stamp that, and I didn't attach anything yet because I'm just using it to position that saying, which is a really cute saying. So it's going to go right there, and that is going to be really simple. So now I can attach that piece to the red piece, and I'm just going to go ahead and use snail adhesive. I don't want that piece popped up because I'm going to pop another piece up. So we're just going to layer that right down there. So I just added snail to that, and then put that down on the red, and then on this piece I want to take some baker's twine, and I just do what I typically do, which is just wrap it around the squares several times, and then I tie a knot in it, which makes it really easy. I do it about 3 times, and then I tie a bow. And then I'm going to use some foam tape, and I got asked last week or the week before where I get this foam tape, which is on this big large roll, and I just get it on Amazon. So I get that on Amazon. It's $9.99. $9.99 for a big roll of it, and I used to get it at our hardware store, but they stopped selling it. So Amazon is always a easy place to go to find whatever you need, right? I love Amazon Prime. So I just wrapped that baker's twine right around there, and then I just have that little bow on there, and that added a little something. I felt like the card looked really plain as I was making it. I'm not used to doing just such simple layers to a card. But then I just took a little die cut, a little red heart die cut, and I cut out that heart, and I went ahead and attached it with glue dots. That's the easiest way to attach those little items is just with glue dots. So I attached that right over the sentiment, and then you'll see that I just take my Wink of Stella and I add a little bit of glitter to that to make it pop, and then I'll do a little bit something else to it at the very end. But for now, I'm just going to add that Wink of Stella, and I'm going to use my Wink of Stella to actually do some other things here on this card. I'm going to color that owl with some watercolor pencils. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Wink of Stella to then blend it. So right here, I'm just using my Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils. We don't carry these anymore, but I have them. And I just took the brown one, and you're going to see that I just laid down some color all over the owl. It really actually looks like a pretty big mess right as I'm doing this, but you can just see I'm outlining it and laying down that color. And then these are watercolor pencils, so these are going to react with the Wink of Stella once I use the Wink of Stella on that. And the reason that I'm using the Wink of Stella on it is because this is not watercolor paper. So because of that, I don't want to use a aqua painter or anything with water because the paper won't hold up to it. And I'm not a huge fan of blender pens. I just don't feel like they work all that well. They really actually kind of, I feel like I just can't really, I don't know, I just don't really like using them on paper. So the Wink of Stella, I find it gives you a little bit of moisture to then blend all your areas out and do a little bit of shading. And then of course it adds some shimmer to it, but it does not break that paper down or make that paper too wet. The paper handles the Wink of Stella really well. So you can see that I'm just going through and I'm blending that. And you can even go back over and lay a little bit more color over it if you want to after you use the Wink of Stella, like if you want to do some shading and stuff. But just to add some really simple color, the Wink of Stella is perfect for this. You just need to use something that reacts to moisture, like a watercolor pencils, watercolor crayons. Those would work as well. Anything like that that's going to react with the moisture. So I just finished this up here and blend it down, and then that was really simple, and it gave the owl a little bit of color, which is all I wanted. Once the coloring of the owl was done, then I just added a couple other items. I took my Crystal Effects, which I'm sad to say is retiring as well. This is something else I picked up a couple bottles of so that I will have it on hand. It's just the, it's like glossy accents. This is called Crystal Effects, and it will make that shiny. And so I also added it, I know you can't see it right now, but I added it on top of that heart that I had added the Wink of Stella over, and so that's going to make that glitter pop. So I added that to the top of the hat, and then I went ahead and used a colored pencil just to color that tassel. I did it red just to coordinate with that red cardstock, and then I think I go back and add some Crystal Effects to the book right underneath the owl. I'm not sure if I show that on camera or not, but I did add that in the very end. And then I added a couple of these little googly eyes to the owl, and I always attach those with glue dots too. Glue dots is like just one of the things that I continually reach for constantly. I attach everything with glue dots, mostly because it's just easy. I don't have to mess with liquid glue or getting it everywhere, and they're the perfect size. So I go ahead and I attach those, and that's why I wasn't too worried about coloring the eyes. I didn't do anything to them. I knew I wanted to add these little googly eyes, and it gives the card a little bit more character. So that was really simple to do that. And then I'm not sure if I show you guys the Crystal Effects on the book, but I did end up putting that on there at the end. So you can see this is one that's already dried, and I just wanted to show you how that glitter kind of pops up off that red heart. I like doing that. That glossy accents or Crystal Effects will really pop the Wink of Stella up. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and checking out this card. I have a bunch of photos over on my website that you can check out all the other teacher appreciation stuff we did. I got my Cricut out, we got Wendy's silhouette out, and we had a good time doing some die cutting, which I don't get to do often. So I have two other cards here for you guys. I have this one card, this Just Saying You Rock card. I loved that card, and that stamp set retired, so you'll want to make sure you pick that up if you haven't already. And then I have a Project Life process video for you guys. It was the very first process video I did. And I will be back at the end of the week to share with you guys several weeks in my Project Life album that will happen on Friday. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you head over to my coordinating blog post and make sure you check out Wendy's blog post today and her video so you can see some of the other things that we're doing for Teacher Appreciation Week. I'll be back tomorrow, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.